Follow. I was up there last night. She gave a really impassioned speech, and I know that she's really passionate on that. You know, there's a lot of people on Beacon Hill that, you know, I've had the chance to unfortunately work with that are absolutely clueless and incompetent. Whether it's DCF or any other issue, you know, we get these people that come to the State House and basically they've never had a real job, they've never worked for a living, and yet they go to Beacon Hill and somehow they say that they're an expert on job creation or an expert on DCF. Or something. What's that?
We have a guy like that in the White House.
Yes, we do. We do, absolutely. If I can I get a show of hands here? Who is in favor of raising your gas tax every year for the rest of your life without any more votes? No. Okay. I'm not at the Democratic State Convention, so I'm good right now. Okay, good. You know, when you see these people that vote on these things, sometimes they're clueless, sometimes they're incompetent. Sometimes it's a combination of both, and sometimes, you know, on some of these DCF cases, we wonder if there's some darker things that are at stake here. You know, I was one of the co-sponsors of Melissa's bill.
Excellent. When
I was at the State House. And Brad Hill, who took the lead on that, and Les Gossel, it took them 12 years to get that through the legislature. 12 years. And it was simply just saying, basically, you know, if somebody has done 3 violent crimes, they shouldn't get paroled. That doesn't sound like a hard thing to do. I mean, you've had 3 chances, you've done 3 things that are against the social norms. You shouldn't have a chance to get parole. We have a lot of defense lawyers that serve conveniently on the Judiciary Committee, and they didn't want to see the bill passed. So it languished there for 12 years. And unfortunately, that's what we're up against at the State House. It's a fight up there. You know, you get people that they get elected that go to the State House and have no idea, and they just follow along with what's going on. You know, my opponent in the last race, he promised voters last time that he would not support any tax increase. Not one. He sent out mailers saying, I will not support any tax increase. He kind of said something like, you know, if you like your tax rate, you can keep it.
Period.
Period. Thank you. Guess how long it took him to break that promise? Anybody?
30 months?
8 months. 8 months in, he voted to raise taxes $800 million. And raise the gas tax every year for the rest of our life, raise the cigarette tax, and, you know, again, it's one of these, he's one of these guys that's never had a real job, never worked for a living, doesn't understand how, particularly up here in northern Worcester County, how raising taxes hurts us. You know, when I was a state rep, I never once, not once, voted to raise taxes. Now, when I came in, the unemployment rate was over 10%, we got it down to 8.4. Now, I'm not responsible for all of that, but I understood that holding the line against higher taxes and voting to lower them was absolutely linked to creating jobs, or at least saving them up here. Rep. Zlotnick comes in, he votes for an $800 million tax hike, and today, there's 160 people that are out of jobs in our district since he took office. Things aren't getting better, they're getting worse. And that's one of the reasons why I'm running again, because I understand, listen, I've worked a lot of jobs in my life. I was in the United States Navy. I work 2 jobs now. I work 65 hours a week. I'm a dad, I'm a veteran. I get what's going on. I know it's tough out there. I know how hard it is for people to make ends meet and have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to take their kids to school because they got to get to their first job and then they got to pick their kid up from school on the way to their second job. You know, the problem when you get to the State House is there's so many people up there that, well, everything's just fine in Cambridge. It's fine in Amherst. I don't understand why we can't raise taxes even more. And they don't understand at all how much that hurts the average working person that's trying to make ends meet. They don't get it. Now, there's a really easy way that we can fix this year. Real easy way. We can go tell Rep. Zlotnick and all of his Beacon Hill buddies on November 4th this year, we're staging an intervention. And we're staging an intervention, not just for us, but for every kid out there that deserves to be educated by the standards that we set and not by Common Core. We deserve to have a government at the State House that understands that, you know, taxpayers voted for a tax decrease 14 years ago. And yet today, they're seeing more of their money go to Boston and their jobs go to New Hampshire. And yet we still keep the same people in office. You know, we're staging an intervention because we need people at the State House that understand the very simple wording of the Second Amendment. The right to bear arms shall not be infringed. It's not hard to read, people. You know, I've been there. I fought against them. I actually have you know, a good thing to say that I've actually beat a Democrat before. I know it can be done, but I'll tell you, it's hard. These guys are going to come after you with everything they got. And I know, Karen's been there, she's been working some elections. They're going to come after you. They're going to lie about you. They're going to come after the people that you love. Because it's not about the kids. It's not about our roads. It's not about our schools. It's about power. That's what it's about. And the only way that they know how to keep that power is by trashing anybody they can and basically holding on to their power as much as they can. Because if we vote on the values, if we vote on the issues, we win every single time. When I go out door knocking and I talk to people and you see just how disappointed they are, because everybody wants a good state government. Everybody wants our government to do what's right, fight for our kids, fight for better jobs, and do it as efficiently as possible. And all these people that voted for Governor Patrick when he promised that, you know, I promise I'll give you a property tax decrease. Well, anybody else had their, I haven't seen any property tax decrease. You know, Rep. Zlotnick, you know, with the whole, I'll never vote to raise your taxes, then votes to raise them. You know, President Obama, you know, you like your health care plan except for, you know, when you don't get to keep it. We're even losing hospitals in Massachusetts. Up in North Adams, they're closing a hospital right now because of how bad our health care system is messed up. 2 years ago, we had a bill that came before the state legislature. Develop Patrick Care. It was basically another takeover of the healthcare system. I had a chance to go up and talk to my local hospital, Haywood Hospital. I met with the members over at Leominster Hospital, and they said, you know, we're going to end up having to cut staffing. We're going to end up having to do these things that are going to be hurtful if this goes through. And sure enough, we got hospitals closing. It's one of 7 guys to vote against it. 7 out of 160. Because I read the bill, and I knew it was bad. And even members of my own party came up to me and said, you know, you really should come along, you don't want to be this. You know, this is why you fight. This is why you do the job. Because when you read these bills and you get to meet people, you know that there's a lot of people out there that don't do that. So, this year, I need your help. I can't win this by myself. Nobody can. Karen can't win it by herself. Charlie Baker, Mark Fisher, whoever you support, can't do it by themselves. We need your support, even if you don't live in the district. You can give us a hand. So if we all work together, we can pick up not only my seat, but we can pick up a lot of other seats, and we can really get to change the state. You know, the Democrats love that slogan, you know, it's all about change. Well, this November, let's give them that change that we really need. So, thank you.